ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਪਿਆਰ ਭਰੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ। ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਖਾਸ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕਰਾਉਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਲਬਰਟਾ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰੈਸਿਵ ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਦੇ ਇੰਟਰਮ ਲੀਡਰ ਰਿਕ ਮਖਈਰ ਨਾਲ। Rick, welcome to the show.
It's nice to be here. Thank you.
So Rick, what is PC's up to now? Like, give us some update where Progressive Conservative Party stands now. What are the future plans?
Well, our plans, like any political party, is to represent Albertans, to do good work for them, and eventually win an election and return ourselves to government. But of course, we need to earn that right from Albertans, and we need to get permission in a general election in the future.
Okay. And there were lots of questions, lots of rumors about merge with Whiterose, both party being conservative. Lots of news about both parties should merge and stand against NDP. What's your view on that?
Well, my view on that is that our members will decide what our party does or not or doesn't do. I know that a lot of people are talking. Very many of the ones not talking are not PC party members. Although we welcome the opinions from any Albertan. But at this point, the direction I have from our party's membership through our constitution is to help prepare a party to contest and win the next election and become government. In between now and then, I, of course, am open to, I will talk, as I say, I will talk to almost anyone at almost any time about almost anything. So I'm open to hearing the opinions of Albertans. Whatever they happen to be. And of course, we depend upon those opinions to guide us as we do our best to represent the views of Albertans in the Legislative Assembly.
What's your view on merging or forming a one party? What you think? Where you stand on that?
You know what? I am a servant leader as long as I'm leader, and I will take my direction from the membership. And the membership today, to this date, as I understand it, is interested in, again, competing in the next election as the PC party. When I get different direction, I will, of course, honor that. So, there is time for discussions. There's time for decisions. But here's what I would, your listeners and the people to watch would like them to know is that our party, of course, we took a bit of a beating, big beating last May in the election. We need to earn our way back to respect from Albertans. We have some financial issues that we need to sort out. We actually need to bring our own party together and make sure everybody has a chance to speak about where they want the future to go. A good opportunity for amongst that will be on May 7th when we have our annual general meeting for the PC Association of Alberta. And at that point, I expect to get direction from the membership for the future. I can't really predict what that direction will be. I'll be surprised if there isn't some discussion about either merging something on the right or leaving things as they are now. But I just can't really predict what the membership will decide at that point.
What about leadership race? Are you going to have a leadership race soon, or you think there is a time in that?
That's another good question, and that is another question that will get answered at the May 7th annual general meeting. That what will be on the agenda there is deciding when and where and how will be the leadership contest. My guess is that it will be somewhere between 6 months and 18 months after May 7th, and that the meeting will decide whether it'll be a one-member, one-vote decision or a delegated convention or perhaps even some other formula that the membership works out. But that particular question you just asked me will be answered, I expect, on May 7th.
Oh, okay. And let's talk about by-elections. Like, if we look at the poll, Whiterose is, doing standing at number 1 with approximate 33%. PCs, you guys are doing very good too with 31%. NDP is at number 3. So the Greenway by-election is probably coming very soon. What's your plan about Greenway?
Well, we have a nomination open right now. We have 4 candidates that have put their names forward to seek the nomination for PC Alberta for Calgary Greenway. By this next Saturday, I expect we will pick one of those candidates, and we will work very hard to get that candidate elected in Calgary Greenway. Of course, it was Manmeet Bhullar who held that seat, held it as a progressive conservative. And I see it as a duty and a responsibility of our party to keep it a progressive conservative riding. The voters, of course, get to make that decision. We don't, but we will be working very hard to keep a PC candidate in Calgary Greenway when the election comes, perhaps 29 days from today.
Okay, let's little talk about the economy. As we know, oil prices are going down. It's already approximate 30, 35. Albertans lost lots of job. If you talk about Calgary downtown these days, you will find it half empty. What do you think about NDP government and their policies about running Alberta economy?
You know what? The NDP cannot be blamed for the low oil price. That's certainly the oil price would be low no matter who was in government. But what the NDP can be blamed for is terrible policies. Their plan to raise the minimum wage to $15 to 1.5 times the minimum wage in a short 3 or 4 years is very harmful to small business. Their corporate tax has driven out billions of dollars of investment from Alberta. Their $3 billion carbon tax, which will be on the backs of families and small businesses, is going to kill the job prospects for Alberta and make everything that we buy more expensive. The fact that they dragged out the royalty review for 9 or 10 months, and then at the end said what everybody that cares about business knew in the first place, that it was a bad idea to review the royalties. And they're looking at turning the regulator for energy upside down. So the NDP government has been very harmful to Alberta, has cost lots of families their jobs and lots of Albertans their jobs. And Albertans tell me every single day they cannot wait for an opportunity to replace them with a more responsible government.
You talk about oil royalty. We know NDP promised oil royalty in the election, but finally they choose not to increase oil royalty. What's your take on that?
Oh, oil royalties. Well, I think the royalties need to be left where they are. In fact, I would like to see the government do some incentives for those that explore for oil to get more drilling and more exploration work done. That would actually provide jobs, and the government might actually end up not even spending more money than they're going to spend to keep people not working through employment insurance and other things. So I would like to see the government try to become more business friendly. I'd like to think that when the PCs were in government, we were business friendly, and of course, during those years, for the most part, Albertans had good jobs and could make a good living and had confidence that their children and grandchildren would have good jobs. Since the NDP has come on the scene, they really have crushed that hope that Albertans had for their children and grandchildren. And I would like to see them reverse many, if not all, of the negative policies they've put in place since May 5th, because I think I hope what the NDP is starting to learn is that if you want to have a knowledge-based economy in the future instead of a resource-based economy, you are going to have to educate Alberta's young people and give them the skills they need. And what is paying for that education right now is, amongst other things, the resource industry. So if they kill the resource industry today, they actually hobble their ability to develop some kind of a knowledge-based or some other kind of economy in the future, which they clearly can't describe. And they seem to know how to tear down an economy. What they haven't demonstrated yet is they know how to build up an economy. So we will encourage them to support the economy that exists today. I think it's wonderful and fine that they want to develop some new economy, but they ought to figure out what that is before they tear down the current economy.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you for joining us today, and good luck with Calgary Greenway and your future plans. We hope we will catch you soon with Greenway updates.
Thank you for taking the time. I hope we get to talk again soon, and should be an exciting few weeks ahead of us. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. ਸਾਡੇ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਬਾਰੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਸੁਜੈਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਣ, ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਸੁਝਾਅ ਹੋਣ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੇਠ ਲਿਖੇ ਫੋਨ ਨੰਬਰ ਜਾਂ ਈਮੇਲ ਐਡਰੈਸ ਤੇ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਰਾਬਤਾ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਇੱਥੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਨੂੰ ਦਿਓ ਇਜਾਜ਼ਤ। ਧੰਨਵਾਦ।